race fans, and welcome finally to the Auto Club Speedway here as we get ready for some NASCAR iRacing Series action right here on iRacing Live. I am JD Smith, Kane Kraft with me as we join you guys mid-race as we are already underway here at the Auto Club Speedway in Fontana. Kane, welcome to the broadcast, buddy. Better late than never.
Yeah, you're exactly right, JD. Some serious issues here in the broadcast room as the broadcast software really gave us an issue today. It completely just wouldn't work. After 2 reinstalls, still wouldn't work. I actually had to do a system restore, go take my computer back 3 days, and then reinstall the software. And then, of course, since I went back 3 days, my iRacing software wasn't up to date. But after all that, and I know the viewers don't care about all that, but at least if there is one that does, now he knows why it took us 109 laps to get in here. And but after all that, I've got it all working here on DirectX 11. The broadcast looks absolutely beautiful, and we are live.
All right, well, let's take a look real quickly where we're at since the guys just joining us live. Up at the front, it is all the number 3 Ultimate Bingo Chevy SS of Taylor Hurst. He has been in dominant form for quite a while now and has a nice size lead over the rest of the pack. As we look just behind him, back in the second place, it is Bentley Glacier in the APC, the old sloth machine there. The number 5 Chevy is working hard. In third place, you got to go back a little ways, but in the U.S. Coast Guard 22 Ford Fusion of Jeff Hollingsworth, that's our top 3. Just outside of the top 3, in the APC 14 Chevy. And fourth. In 5th place right now is the number 7 car, the LRM or Last Row Motorsports machine of Joey Brown. And he had an early race lead and now is in the top 5, but it's got some work cut out for him. In 6th place in the Last Row Motorsports NX Ford Fusion, Nolan Scott, currently in the 13 car. And to the inside of him right now, it's a battle for position. In the number 1 Octane, it's Ryan Michael Luza. He's led some laps here today at the Auto Club Speedway. Ryan Luza just making the pass to get up into that 6th spot. So good racing going on here early. Looking on in just outside of the 8th spot there, Joshua Hanner in the number 9, Snow Raul Alvis. He has gone into the top 10 as he made his way around Zach Novak. And now the number 27 car, Colton Davis, coming into play in the number 27 Sherman-Williams Chevy. Woo, man, I tell you what, guys, before this first broadcast in over a week, I was out of commission for about 3-4 days with some really bad bronchitis and some other things. So the voice is going to struggle a little bit tonight, but so happy to be feeling well and being here with you guys. Now, Kane, are you still with me, buddy? I hadn't heard you for a second.
Yeah, I am still here. Takes me just a second to get my microphone turned back on, but yeah, because of the silly situation here with my microphone, I've been turning it off whenever I ain't talking, so it takes me just a second to respond to you, but I am here, and just want to mention the lead that Joey Brown has here. Wow, 2.5 seconds over Ryan Luza. That's fantastic. Nolan Scott, Joshua Hanner in 4th, and Galanta Ballard. Some unusual names here in the top split tonight. A lot of our normal top split drivers they didn't show up tonight. So I'm not sure. Maybe that's because of the peak antifreeze race last night. Maybe got them kind of wore out.
Enjoying this 27 car, Colton Davis currently in the 8th spot, the 27 Sherman-Williams Chevy SS, trying to make a move here on the number 2 car, and they're coming up on a little lap traffic in the nick of time. The number 2 machine of Zach Novak able to make a move to get around lap traffic there I was concerned there, but the Outlaw Designs machine there, pretty cool paint there for number 2, Zach Novak, in 7th place and able to hang on momentarily as we watch as that Sherman-Williams Chevy comes up in the rear view. He's had a couple good runs, but he seems to be content on staying behind this Outlaw Design Chevy for the moment. He has not been aggressive at all.
Of course, Novak, definitely a driver worth mentioning. He's had a great start here to the NASCAR iRacing Series with several really good finishes to start off the series, and now running great here today. He's definitely a driver to keep an eye on for sure.
Definitely. And I tell you what, this is going to be hopefully another green flag stop. We're coming off of green flag stops about at lap 102 through 105 is when the field made their last stops, and it was under the green flag. There was some yellows earlier in the race, and but pretty much for the most part, it has been a clean race out there. There's been some minor incidents that I've seen, and of course we weren't able to focus on the race 100% of the time as we were trying to knock out some technical issues. Right now there's a great run from the number 29 car as he tries to get around the 15 car of Raul Alves. He had a great run, but as he comes into the turn, really gets off of the throttle, and that'll keep him back. Those are 2 Ford Fusions going at it as they battle for a top 5 position.
On board here with the number 29 of Delonta Ballard as he's really trying his best to try to run down Raul Alves. Now Raul going down to the inside of the 75 car. Both these guys are going to get around okay. So I'm really digging the update, JD. This DirectX 11 really looks fantastic.
I wish I knew. As you know, unable to run DirectX 11 at the moment. I was able to run it, but it wasn't quite as beautiful for me yet.
Got a few people that have managed to find us here live.
Thank you guys for joining us.
I do want to ask if the audio is sounding okay. I'm using a ridiculous mic here, and things just ain't running on our normal platform, so I'm not quite sure on the audio settings. If you can hear me and hear JD okay, make sure the race volume ain't blasting us out or anything. But,
we're about to have a really good battle for 3rd place right now, Kane, as Joshua Hanner is really starting to put a little bit of some make himself a known factor here as he comes up on Nolan Scott, and this is the battle for 3rd place. And the Snow Cone Ford Fusion has got a nice set of tires on the car. Shouldn't be too, like I said, both these guys made some stops not that long ago, and so both of these guys should be running some pretty decent lap times. But the 9 car, every lap he's put about another car length on him. He's gotten within 1 now, and he's getting ready to make a move. They should be seeing something coming down into turn 1 if the 9 car can get a good run here on the front stretch. See what happens as they get ready to go through 1 and 2 here. Both of them taking an extremely wide exit from turn 1. They come down about mid-lane there and run down close to the line as they get ready to exit 2. And both cars flying as they get ready to come down the backstretch here at Auto Club Speedway. Still a tremendous battle for 3rd place. And right now, Josh Hanner continuing to remain back there in 4th.
Zach Novak back in the number 2 in 8th spot. It's a couple tenths of a second off of the number 27 Colton Davis up in that 7th spot.
Just want to point this out. We do have a new leader, Kane, from when we first started the broadcast, or when we first went live. And that is Joey Brown in the number 7 Last Row Motorsports Chevrolet. He has got himself back out in the lead. And I believe that is from cycled out pit stops. I'm not sure, just from the funny timing when we came in. Ryan Michael Luza had a tremendous lead over the rest of the field, and that has subsided. So your new leader out in front right now Joey Brown, and in second place, Ryan Michael Luza, who's not too far off, but he is not in any type of danger of losing the lead right now.
Yeah, just a few laps ago, Joey Brown 2.5 seconds ahead of Ryan Luza. Now that lead is down to 1.6 seconds. So Ryan Luza definitely on the march forward.
Well, since he did probably just make a pit stop recently with those fresh tires, he's got to be feeling some really strong lap times coming out. 40.7 on the last stop. He's making his way around some lap traffic right now, and he is really pushing the number 1 octane Chevy, and he has got his sights set on Joey Brown in the number 7 Last Row Motorsports machine. And Kane, there is only one car that separates him from first place, and that is Joey Brown. So 124 laps about to be complete here at Auto Club in Fontana. 200 laps is on the docket for tonight's race, and it has been a good one so far. We just haven't been able to bring live pictures all the way yet, but happy to be here when it counts. And I'm expecting a decent finish here today, guys. At any moment, that yellow could wave and retighten up this field very quickly. Also, for the length of the race and the amount of green flag runs we had, I'm very impressed that we have 23 cars on the lead lap at this point in the race. If the green or if the yellow were to come out right now, Dan Denaire would get the lucky dog, and that is who you just saw our leader pass a moment ago. And pretty cool paint there on Dan Denaire's number 26 Chevy SS. That is a Kansas City Royals paint there. I love it. I'm getting ready for some baseball, that type of the year, spring in the air. And I think, like I said, I've had so much issues with the pollen here in Georgia. It's just been just tremendous. And I was out of work for several days with bronchitis, upper respiratory infection, and just so happy to be back now. But you can really hear it probably in the voice. It is struggling to hang in there right now. But just too good a racing going on for me not to be here. All right, a real quick rundown for you guys while we're here. Sorry, buddy, just in the middle of talking there. What you got?
I was just saying we definitely appreciate you coming on board tonight, even though you've not been feeling too well, coming on board to help out with the commentary.
Man, I would not miss it. The only thing that keeps me out of this thing is if I'm deathly ill or if my equipment doesn't work. And we're doing everything in the world to get this equipment stuff out of the way, and we're going to. I promise you, we are going to have it out of the way pretty soon. This update was a big one, and I think it's going to fix a lot of issues. It's fixed a lot that I've been having. And but anyways, enough about technical issues and things like that. We are here. Racing is underway. Joey Brown leads the way. I am watching two cars. They're not necessarily for position, but they were going at it for a minute. That was Chris Pence, who's 26th, and Billy Weeks in at 21st. And that's going to be the next lap traffic we're going to see Joey Brown, our leader, have to contend with. Could that help out Ryan Michael Luza and maybe get him a little bit closer to the lead?
Keegan Leahy down a little with the move on Raul Alves, sorry, and he does get that move done. So that's going to move Keegan up into that 5th spot. Keegan with a strong start. Some troubles earlier have moved him back far into the field. He's managed to get his car fixed back up and get back up into the 5th spot. So a great run here from Keegan Leahy late in the race.
All right, guys, some more green flag stops underway right now. The number 29 machine of Delonta Ballard and the 29 Ford Fusion in pit road. He's got into his stall nicely. Right behind him is Brandon Pipgrass. Brandon Pipgrass in the 16 car, currently in 15th position on his way into pit road. We'll see how these guys come out of the box right now. Both of them getting 4 tires and topped off with fuel. And out of the box with a great stop is Delonta Ballard. He was running in 12th place at the time entering pit road. He is getting back out. We'll see where he files back in traffic. One thing about Auto Club, Kane, tons of room out there to get things done. It's such a wide track, not congested at all. And I think the drivers love coming here. It's just such a big track. There's a lot of room, a lot of side-by-side racing. And the 29 car comes out right behind Raul Alves in the 15 car. And that is going to be fun to watch these guys, as Raul Alves with the older tires is going to struggle as he gets passed to the outside. And that just shows you right there, fresh tires. They haven't even got heat in them yet and already showing out. Woo, close pass. Taylor Hurst is coming in down on the inside in the number 3 car in the Ultimate Bingo Chevy. He makes it around the Sherman-Williams machine of Colton Davis as those two continue to go at it. So Taylor Hurst will move into the 7th spot. Here comes the 16 car. We just saw Brandon Pipgrass coming out of pit road, and his Ford Fusion is moving along nicely. He's got some positions to make up. He went in 15th. Now he's in 21st, Kane. And so he's got some positions to make up there. But I think once more pits cycle through, he should be just fine.
Just up ahead in the Superman Lowe's machine that you were coming about earlier. What a beautiful car. Yeah, in the number 30 car, he is trying to get up there, caught up to Matt Bontempi and get something done there. Chandler just getting around the number 20 of Ken Morin Jr.
Yeah, Josh Hander went in pit road in 11th, guys. He is making his way out the number 9 Snow Cone Ford Fusion back out on the track, and he was able to get back out on the track early. He didn't have to use the exit lane there. Can he get up to speed? He's got some traffic coming up behind him. Looks like he's going to be able to get up to speed in plenty of time, as here comes Dylan Jones and Nolan Scott. Nolan Scott in the 13 NX Ford Fusion, running in 3rd place at the moment, Kane. And we're going to keep an eye on pit road. It's going to be the place to be here very soon. More cars. Here comes Ken Morin Jr. in the number 18 machine. And in front of him, we had Chandler Krizik, who was in that Superman car. Both these guys in pit road, and they're getting 4 fresh tires, it looks like, and topped off with fuel.
Ken with a little bit of struggle there getting into the pit box. That's going to cost him some time as he's got to get straightened up to get going again.
And Kane, here is Nolan Scott, who came in 3rd place. Also the number 27 Sherman-Williams Chevy coming in, as well as Todd Guerin, Colton Davis. All of them are, they're all in the pits right now. Let's see who wins this battle off. It should be Nolan Scott, no problem. He went in a little bit before, and he'll cycle back out. We'll see where he comes out on the track. Woo-wee! I tell you what, buddy, these vocal cords are struggling.
Up at the front, Ryan Luza now down to just under a second from he to Joey Brown up in the lead.
Yeah, and Joey Brown's going to go ahead and tuck down in and get that stop out of the way, Kane. So the good old Last Row Motorsports Chevy SS headed down pit road. Very important for him to watch his pit speed. So far, so good. He's right on 54 mile an hour. Just in front of him, you see Raul Alves. He's heading out in the Fast Track Sims Ford Fusion. And now we see Joey Brown finding his stall, a little bit crooked. We'll see what kind of effect that has on the stop. And the 7 car is away. I didn't have the official time on the leader's stop, but it looked like it was a decent stop, and he's able to get right back on the race surface immediately as well, so he can get back up to speed rather quickly.
The stop was going to be a 14.3. It really was a great stop. Probably one of the faster ones that pit stop.
Boy, the 18 car of James Winsell, he wanted to get up there just to be able to run run with Joey Brown, and unfortunately the fresh tires, look at the difference they have. Once they get just the tiniest bit of heat in them, they really grip these turns. Watch Joey Brown as he goes into 1 and 2 here. He's able to go down and hug that white line and really get some time.
Ryan is out of the pits now. He'll be still working on chasing down Joey Brown. He does have somebody in the field, Joshua Hanna.
Yeah, Joey Brown really made up some time with that fast pit stop, Kane. So he's got some of that space that he had lost right before he went into the pits. Remember, if you remember correctly, Ryan Michael Luza was going. We got a great battle between Ryan Michael Luza and Joshua Hanner. We got a car in the infield, and it's going to be scary. He's going to come in and nail the one car. Oh, no. Ryan Michael Luza is nailed. The caution is out, and that is so unfortunate for the number 1 Octane Chevy. The car is almost unrecognizable now as he got nailed. And that was all from the number 29 car getting lost on the infield. He had nowhere to go. He was trying to stop the car, but with that much speed here at Auto Club, there's nowhere to, you can't stop it. I mean, that car got airborne. It hit a bump in the infield, and it went airborne for a second.
There's so on board in the replay with Ryan Luza as he's coming down the straightaway here. The 25 gets airborne, comes back up right in front of him, like you say, and just, so unfortunate for Ryan Luza. Was having such a great race. I'm sure he's just so disappointed.
Kane, let's go on board with the number 26 of Dan Denier too, real quick. We got time, and take a look from his cockpit view as well. And he just went down and got in the grass. I guess he thought he was going to be okay, but look how that car got airborne. You can even hear it when it hits over the logo. It's just like, boom. I mean, you can hear everything just boom. There's no way to control that car, and just bam, right into Ryan Michael Luza. That is very unfortunate. You hear that boom, and you just hear the car just slam into the ground.
Yeah, total catastrophe here on lap 40 as Dan Denier just kind of loses it, takes him down to the infield, and man, you couldn't explain it any better than that, JD. Just a hard impact there on the grass, and unable to control it apparently. Comes back up right in front of second place driver Ryan Luza.
Well, that lists Keegan Leahy in the lead for now. We'll see where things change up. Those guys just coming out of the pits. As our leaders went down pit roads, the one that had not pit were able to pit under caution. So we'll see how this affects everybody once we cycle everybody around and get ready to go back green here momentarily. There is about 61 laps remaining in this one. I imagine by when we get started, we'll have about 59 to 58 laps left in this race. So still a lot can happen in this one.
Yeah, definitely. Just noticing Dalton England. He's come in with us each week for a post-race interview. He's had a couple really bad runs so far in the season. Last week we broadcast rather, he had a pretty good finish. I think he brought it home in like 5th place. Today he's back on the bad luck wagon. He's 4 laps down, heading into pit lane here to get some repairs done. So another bad luck race here for Dalton England. Really hoping his luck comes around here. Of course, we are only on race 5 of the season.
Long way to go. 31 more races after this one. But you almost feel like the real NASCAR guys have it easier. I mean, you can have some bad runs in today's NASCAR Sprint Cup Series as long as you're able to snag a victory and stay in that top 30. But these guys, they run on weekly points, and man, it's hard to stay up there at the top. Now, once you get to the chase, that's a whole nother story. I think they actually have it harder. Look at poor Joey Logano last year.
Yeah, Logano definitely was a tragic story. Wins 3 in a row, completely takes that one section of the chase.
Well, yeah, any other year before this format, I mean, he's your champion. Or you go back to 2014, Jeff Gordon's your champion. Before with under the old rules package or points package like we have here in the NASCAR iRacing series, where it's just an accumulation of points. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the new format, but you got to ask yourself, is the best driver winning the championship? I don't know.
Last year, I don't think so. With Joey, he won 3 in a row, was leading the 4th in a row whenever Kenseth deliberately took him out, which ruined his chances to finish the season and win the championship. I just don't. I don't think the fastest person won last year, although Kyle Busch definitely earned the championship.
Well, since we've changed to that rules package, it's, the first year was Jeff Gordon. I thought he was by far the best driver and should have won the title and didn't. It was exciting. It was fun to see Harvick win. Now, Harvick deserved to win last year. If not Joey, it should have been Harvick. And it was Kyle Busch who wasn't there for a lot of the season. I understand. I'm glad that he was able to fight for a title, but I don't know if the best drivers win it. But we'll see. I hope NASCAR doesn't change it because I like it. I don't think it's going anywhere. And it'll be fun to see what iRacing does over the near future. But we're getting ready to go back live, guys, here. It'll be the starter lap 143. Lights are out on the childhood cancer Ford Mustang pace car. And we're getting ready to go back racing here at Auto Club, guys. As the pace car takes a hard left turn down pit road, it's all to Keegan Leahy as he's going to get a big run here. A great jump from the number 4 Chevy. And filing in second place, it is the number 3 car, Taylor Hurst. In third, it's going to be Bentley Glaser in the number 5 machine. And it's going to be a good battle here for 4th place. This is the 22 car of Mr. Hollingsworth, Jeff Hollingsworth. Now he's going to go side by side, Matt Bontempi on the outside. They're going to go racing down the backstretch here. Oh, contact is made. They're going to go down. So much room here is saved a wreck. That room and awareness saved a big, big wreck. The 28 car, Matt Bontempi, is going to have to go to the back of the pack. He lost so much momentum from that.
Yeah, that was absolutely horrible. But after saving so much room here, those guys were able to save those cars and keep the race going. And that was amazing. These guys, I think they've got the package very close here on this. These guys really able to drive these cars. And we haven't had very many cautions here today, and this race is really big and exciting.
Right now is a good race between, well, now Raul Alvis is coming into the picture. But Colton Davis in the 27 car, he's side by side with Todd Guerin. They've been going at it for quite some time. Ooh, the 27 car lost a lot of momentum coming off of that turn. And now he's stuck.
Yeah,
man, he is really pushing the 15 car.
Yeah, all that room on the track, and those guys elected to be so close to each other. It was getting a little scary back there.
Yeah, it's really a lot of bumping and grinding going on. The 22 car losing momentum. They're 3 wide as they cross the start-finish line. And just a moment ago, the 22 car of Jeff Hollingsworth up in the top 5, now back trying to hang on as he falls back to 15th for the moment.
A little loose there from him.
Josh Hanner is making his way around the 29 car. Here comes a great boost of speed from the 16 machine of Brandon Pipgrass. He's going to move up ahead of the 29 machine of Delonta Ballard as well. And so a lot of position changes going on right now. Here comes a good move from Joey Brown on the inside of the number 5 car. They're going to go close. Here comes, he gets around Mr. Leahy. And Keegan Leahy's going to fall position. Now he's going to rebound down to the inside, and the 4 car regains it. Here comes the 5 to regain his spot.
Yeah,
Joey Brown fell off.
Too hot. Yeah, he went in just a little too hot. Kind of slid up the track just a little bit. Lost an extra position because of it. I think he'll regain his spots and regain control and get up there and fight and get those positions back. He's really got a lot of speed here today. Tell you what, JD, all these technical issues starting this thing out, it's got my brain flustered. It's like I went back 2 years in broadcasting. I just can't get nothing out today. I don't know what the heck.
There's a lot I want to get out, but I've got to be careful or I may not be able to finish the broadcast. The voice keeps slipping. I know it may not sound like it, but I feel it like it feels like it could go at any minute.
Bentley still under some serious pressure from that number 7 of Joey Brown. Joey right on the bumper there. Bentley probably sweat at this moment, I would say. 51 laps to go. He's up in the 3rd spot. He's got the fast car, Joey Brown, coming up behind him. He's doing well himself coming up on the number 4, Keegan Leahy. This is going to be a good battle, JD.
It is going to be a good battle as we get ready to start lap 150 of 200. It is Taylor Hurst in the Ultimate Bingo Chevy leading the way. Keegan Leahy trying to hang on to 2nd. And Joey Brown getting ready to go down to the inside. He's got a great boost of speed and he's going to go door to door. He's going to have the advantage down into turn 1. As long as he doesn't drive it in too hard, he won't this time. Nice job there from Joey Brown as he moves up into 2nd spot.
I think Keegan might have been expecting him to do the same thing, drive in a little too hard. It seemed like he almost kind of let him go there. But so he kept control just fine, and now Keegan Leahy's back in 3rd spot.
Yeah, Keegan's got a little bit of some work cut out for him if he wants to regain that spot. He had a little boost of momentum, but virtually none compared to what he's going to have to get back up there. In fact, Bentley Glacer's trying to get up there and give Keegan Leahy some action. Here he comes. We're looking at them, and here comes Dylan Jones and the number 13 car of Nolan Scott. Here comes a move down on the inside as the number 13 of Nolan Scott tries to make the move. He'll move up into the top 5, guys, as he makes his way around the number 6 car of Dylan Jones.
Just behind those guys, you got the number 2 and the number 14 of Robbie Bribble Jr. and Joshua Hanner having a great battle. Only problem is one of them's got a little bit of a connection issue. He's been blinking in and out just a little bit. That can make things extra challenging when you're trying to get around him. But number 2 holds out for another lap.
Kane, watch this 13 car. He is getting ready to, he has caught his way up to Bentley Glacer. Here he goes. He's got to look. He decides to use more of the draft down the straightaway here as they go down into the turn. Not enough. Finally gets a good run, but he's going to have to wait. But now a two two-car battles has come into one 4-car battle.
On board with Nolan Scott looking at the bumper of the number 5 car. What
the sloth.
Is that, a sloth?
Yes, sir. It's a sloth. It's an awesome sloth.
Some great looking cars here today.
Here he comes, guys. The Last Row Motorsports 13 car making his way on the inside as he gets denied. Bentley Glacer in the sloth machine. Hold him off. While all this fun's going on, we got a new leader in town. His name is Joey Brown. He has made his way around Taylor Hurst. So, a Lasro Motorsports car is in the lead. In second place, it's Taylor Hurst in the number 3 Ultimate Bingo Chevy. Back in third, it's Keegan Leahy in the Lockdown Chevy. Fourth place belongs to Bentley Glacier momentarily, because here comes Nolan Scott, who's trying to take it away. He's got the inside now, and here comes the NX Lasro Motorsports Ford Fusion. A great entry on turn, and he has got the pass for position. Great textbook turn from Nolan Scott.
Dylan Jones looks like he's got some momentum. He's trying to get up here and catch up to that number 5 Bentley Glacier and try to follow Nolan Scott as Nolan Scott makes his way through the field. Just behind those two guys is Zach Novak.
Caution is out, Kane. The caution is out on the track. We have some troubles with Matt Bontempi, Chris Pence. Let's find out exactly what's happening with these guys, as contact was made, and it was going into turn 3 as the 23 car came up into the 19 across the hood and nailed into the wall head first. A hard hit from the 23 car. That may be all she wrote from Chris Pence there, and a tough break for him in the number 23 PMC Tracker Boats Chevy.
Yeah, some serious contact there into the wall. He came up just a little bit, just enough to make some contact onto that right rear quarter, and shoved him straight into the wall. Some serious contact.
Yeah, he hit that pretty hard, and we'll see. The car looks like it may be okay. I watched him. He got to pit road okay, and we'll see what happens. So under yellow again here, a good chance for guys to go put some fresh rubber on the cars if they elect to, and, you know, kind of get prepared for this final quarter of the race.
Well, we're under caution here. Let's take just a second, and I'm going to pull up the points coming into race 5 here of the championship and see how the guys are doing. I'll pull that up while you're calling this pit stop.
Yeah, leader Joey Brown does lead the pack down into the pits, and we're going to keep an eye on who gets out of this pit road first. Big stop here from the leaders. And everybody fans out trying to find their pit stalls. And we're about to find out who's going to win this race off of pit road. Everybody looking like 4 tires is the way to go on this stop. Here comes the Lasro Motorsports machine. He really spun the tires. It's going to be nose to nose. Who was it? It was either the 7 car or the 3 car. It was Joey Brown. No, Taylor Hurst edged him out by a hair. And a great job right there from the number 3 Ultimate Bingo Chevy SS, Taylor Hurst, as he gets the win off pit road.
All right, let's take a look at these points coming into today's race. We've got Ray Alfala is in that number 1 spot. Nicholas Shelton in second. Zach Novak came into today's race in the 3rd spot. Brian Blackford in 4th. Keegan Leahy 5th. Brendan Trano in 6th. Derek Bordeaux in 7th. Dylan Jones 8th. Joshua Hanner 9th. Ian Quinn in 10th. Jeff Hollingsworth in 11th. Jordan Westfall 12th. Adam Benefiel in 13th. Raul Davis, or Alvis rather, in 14th. Stephanie Lessentine in 15th. Michael Duell in 16th. Jason Miller 17th. Jimmy Mullins in 18th. Matthew Blossom 19th. And Jordan Hollow rounds out the top 20.
Fantastic.
So after 5 races, kind of getting a picture of how things are kind of going in the season so far. Who's going to be the drivers to watch? And I think those drivers are definitely going to continue to be Ray Alfala. Of course, we've been keeping an eye on Zach Novak having a great series so far, and Keegan Leahy having a great season.
Yeah, Keegan Leahy has had a great start. like you said, it's only been 5 weeks, but still, it's great to get off to a good start. It makes it a lot easier to stay at the top than to get there.
I want to thank the the viewers rather, for coming and watching us here on iRacing Live and V8s Online. Had a rough start to the show today, but after the 100 lap mark, we got things going here on the broadcast. It's been an exciting show so far. Lots of great excitement coming in here at California.
Yeah, and this caution really kind of going to help pack everybody back in tight again. We had really good race for the lead after the last restart, and this one should be no different. I expect the lights to go out on the pace car this time by, and we should get to restarting this race very soon. And this could be the last restart of the race. If they get panned out again, Kane, I can easily see us staying green. Lights are out, so this will be our final pace lap.
Many of the drivers I noticed were saving fuel during the caution laps. I heard a lot of engines shutting down as they would push the clutch in and coast for a lot of the lap. So I think these guys might be trying to make it to the end on fuel here.
Man, that's a long way. Maybe if they just stop, I don't even know if they can make it. That's a long way to the end. 40 laps around here. That's a lot of miles. But I've seen crazy things. Plus, with the fall off of tires here and what we've seen so far, you would really have. I could see you doing that if you're maybe a lap down or something like that, trying to pull something, a big gamble. But if you're on the lead lap right now, I think you just play the normal game here, keep the fresh tires on, and be prepared, because you got to stay relevant in this thing. All right, guys, let's get ready to go back green racing here. Pace cars down into pit road. It's all going to be up to Taylor Hurst as he gets ready to take us green. Following in second place is Joey Brown, followed by Keegan Leahy. And up on the high side, it is Bentley Glacier. Here they come, side-by-side racing in for fifth place back there. Behind Bentley Glacier, it is Dylan Jones and Nolan Scott as they get ready to come down the backstretch here at Auto Club. A lot of congestion on this wide track in the mid-pack. So far, so good.
Robbie Verbal Jr. in the number 14, trying to find a spot, barely squeezes in between two cars there, the 17 and the 21. He's going to get that position though, just barely, and that's going to move him up into the 13th spot.
Got a fun car to watch, the number 9 car, Joshua Hanner. We've seen him up in the top 5 before. Oh, makes light contact with the number 13 Lastro Motorsports Ford Fusion of Nolan Scott, and he's going to make the pass there. Well, I said so, and he lost some momentum there through mid-turn. Also a good side-by-side right behind these two is going to be Mr. Dylan Jones beside Brandon Pipgrass, and they remain. That's a good Ford Chevy battle as Brandon Pipgrass on the inside seems to have a slight advantage on this if those fresh tires can hold down near the white line well.
What do you think of this side-by-side racing, JD? This is something we hadn't seen back in 2014 whenever we broadcast the full series. It was almost impossible to see side-by-side racing. But
the new tracks.
New dynamic track really has brought a lot of great racing to the series. Woo. Action back in the, looks like, Chandler Kurzik maybe. No, that's Zach Novak involved. No yellow flag. I just couldn't click fast enough to get a click on who that was, but it's some serious action back in the pack. Zach Novak got the 17 car onto the inside of him, and the 14 trying to squeeze in there. See what happens here. Oh, it looks like a bunch of lag just kind of combined to take a couple of those guys out, and a couple guys getting the raw end of that deal. One of them being the number 2 is Zach Novak.
Tough break. The number 6 car trying to make his way around the 16 car. That's Brandon Pipgrass in the 16. Behind him, it is Dylan Jones. As those two battle down on the inside, looks like Keegan Leahy losing a little bit of momentum on the high side. Not the place to be quite yet. We look like we could go 3 wide here. Here comes the 15 car. Raul Alves coming to play. And as Brandon Pipgrass goes up to the high side, it leaves an opening for the 15 car. Well, it did momentarily. And now we have 2 Ford Fusions leading over 2 Chevys. And the Chevys are coming up and they're wanting to take the spot back. Good side-by-side race right now between the number 6 and 15 car. Raul Alves and Dylan Jones going to remain at it, and it's going to be Raul Alves who gets the win this time. Down this front stretch, watch the 6 car. He should have good momentum here. He's using the draft all the way down the front stretch. As he's going to do going down into turn 1. He looks like he's going to try to take the high line, or not the high line, but a wide entry into turn 1. Good job from Raul Alves. He's held nicely, held on very nicely to this 6th spot. Josh Hanner in the 5th spot. He's trying to get around Bentley Glacier. The battle for 4th is continued. Here comes the Snow Cone Ford Fusion as he tries to get around the old Sloth APC Chevy. They're going to go side by side. The 9 car on the inside as the Snow Cone Fusion does make the pass. And that is a great pass there from Joshua Hanner.
These cars seem like they might be getting a little hard to handle here in lap 167.
It's that tire fall off. It comes about after 10 laps. That's exactly what we're looking at right now. It's just such tremendous speeds they're carrying. Right now, Josh Hanner 204, 205, 206 before getting on the brake. Or letting off going into the turn. That's pretty fast.
One thing I noticed, these guys in the iRacing sim still using the old style dashboards. One thing that didn't come through with the update is the updated dashboards that the NASCAR Sprint Cup guys are using.
I'm kind of glad we're holding on to the older gauges and stuff, because they're the last of the real gauges, man.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's just something about the needle type analog gauges that bring some authenticity.
Exactly. And basically what they're using now is just a dadgum tablet in the dash.
Yeah, you're right. That's pretty much exactly what it is. Just some software that kind of reads everything, and they can flip through it and get lots of different information out of that. Like I say, it's pretty much a tablet.
Except for miles per hour. No speed.
That's true.
And I don't think that NASCAR will ever change that. Well, your top 3 is Joey Brown in the number 7 Last Row Motorsports Chevy, Taylor Hurst in the Ultimate Bingo Chevy, and in 3rd place, Nolan Scott in the Last Row Motorsports NX Ford Fusion. And right now, that 13 car looking like he's ready to make some magic happen and try to work his way up into that 2nd spot, making his way around Taylor Hurst. It could happen any moment We could have a great race on our hands here for that P2 spot. So get yourself a hot dog and sit down and enjoy the last 30-so laps here at Auto Club in the NASCAR iRacing Series right here. And we appreciate you guys being here. Here it comes, guys, down the backstretch right now. A little bit of momentum boost from the 13 car. He has it if he wants it. And there he goes, down on the inside. As long as he doesn't drive it in too hard, he's got a very successful pass. And that is a wonderful job right there from Nolan Scott, a textbook pass down on the inside. Here comes Taylor Hurst as he had a nice exit out of turn 4, crossing the start-finish line now. They're getting ready to head down into turn 1, and Taylor Hurst could get his spot back, although I don't think it's going to happen this time.
Ever since the drop of the green flag this last time around, that 13 car has really looked sharp. He's made up several positions and got himself up into the second spot. Now he's starting to gap the third place car, Taylor Hurst.
And Kane, also Joshua Hanner, we watched him as he made his way around Raul Alves and Bentley Gleiser just a few minutes ago, and now he is already up to Taylor Hurst, and here he comes down on the inside as they race down towards the start-finish line. It is the 9 car. He's going to make his way around finally down into turn 1, and a slow entry from Taylor Hurst, but I want you to watch his exit. That slow sacrificed entry helps him on exit. Watch him on this exit speed here. He should close the gap a hair, and he won't. He will not. That's how well that number 9 car is running right now. Wow.
Yeah, we've seen it the lap before that Taylor really took a wide entry, and he was able to really catch back up to Nolan Scott, but the number 9 kind of held him off a little bit better.
Yeah, that 9 car, Joshua Hanner, right now is running very well. The guys have it running just the way they want it, and boy, is it a fun day when the car feels that good.
Checking back at the back of the pack, a driver that just had a catastrophe at the beginning of this green flag run, Zach Novak, back in 23rd position. Did get a yellow flag when he went off spinning into the infield, and that has really cost him severely. Back in 23rd, had been having a great race all day and a great season so far up to that point.
Yeah, that is just one of those things that is so sad to see. You hate to see it, but it's part of it, unfortunately. Kane, Josh Hanner has caught the 13 car of that Last Row Motorsport NX machine of Nolan Scott, and we are going to have a great run for second place here between these two. And we'll look at this exit right now from the number 9 car. Here he comes, a great exit. That's why it made Taylor Hurst look like he didn't have a good exit. Here he comes. He's got a big momentum boost, traveling at 194 all the way up to about 197 before getting off of the accelerator. And remember earlier, we were going 206 miles an hour before letting off, and that just shows you what they can do with these tires, or as the tires starting to get a little wear on them. But this number 9 car is really showing strong right now. He is probably the fastest car on the racetrack at the moment. Joey Brown, I take it back. Joey Brown's still the fastest car right now in the number 7 Last Row Motorsports Chevy up there in the lead, as his last lap of 40.4, 40.5 for Josh Hanner, 1/10 slower.
We've seen Joey Brown kind of come into the scene, I want to say in 2014, whenever we were doing the NIS series back then. He got into the Peak Antifreeze series and really kind of hit the series really hard right off the bat and was really doing well. So Joey Brown, one of my favorite drivers. He's really got a lot of skill in the car, and glad to see him running here in the NASCAR iRacing Series Open Series here in 2016.
He's got a great lead right now on the field. If this race does remain green, he's got himself set up nicely right now. Still a long way to go, but he is starting to be able to get comfortable as we're getting closer to 20 to go. And he's looking very strong here late in this race, as he has 2 Fords right behind him in second and third. In fact, second, third, and fourth now, as Brandon Pipgrass has moved into 4th place. He'll get around Taylor Hurst. So your top 5 is one Chevy, one Chevy, 3 Fords, and then another Chevy. So that's your top 5: 3 Fords, 2 Chevys. Poor Toyotas in this series. You don't see very many of them. I think I've seen one today.
You know, and as well as Toyotas are doing in the
Real world
series, you would think you'd see a few more drivers giving those a try. I know that the physics are supposed to be all the same throughout the cars, but
I think what you're seeing is when it comes to, I mean, the physics are absolutely the same between all of these manufacturers. I think you're just seeing a brand loyalty there. Your classic Ford and Chevy. I mean, you see Todd Guerin in the 17 Nexus machine. He's in a Yoda as he makes his way around the number 20 car. But you know, Todd Guerin, one of the few representing Toyotas right now. And you know, I've always been a big Ford fan. I love Chevy too. But I think if I was in this series, I'd just get in a Toyota just to help them out. They need some drivers.
Yeah, you're right. There's not too many Toyotas in this series at all. I do want to mention Keegan Leahy and Bentley Glacier, who we did watching earlier on, was right up there at the front, having great races. Them and Dylan Jones and last year's series champion Chuck Sweeting. These guys are back in 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th now, as these other guys are just coming through the field and taking over. Joshua Hanner now up into the number 1 spot. Brandon Pitgrass in 2nd. I think maybe some of these guys are disappearing into the pits.
Yeah, well, 10 laps ago, Taylor Hurst was in 2nd place, Kane, and he has fallen back now all the way back to 4th place, as he has lost another spot to Delonta Ballard. And if he's not careful, he's going to be in danger to fall into Dylan Jones before too long, and Keegan Leahy as well. So hopefully Taylor Hurst can get the car going, but obviously something not happy with something in the car, maybe made an adjustment or something that has got him unhappy.
Yeah, I was right there, JD, where these guys have kind of fallen back about 10 positions. That they did make some pit stops that we didn't see there. So last round of pit stops here at Auto Club for these guys. You got to see Taylor come into the pit stops here pretty soon, and the front of this field should be pretty clear, and we'll see the front of the pack be kind of back to where it was.
Yeah, Josh Hanner leads the way from him not pitting yet. He will come down pit road this time by Kane, so we'll keep you guys posted on Josh Hanner's stop, since we didn't get a good chance to watch some of the other stops on our final green flag stops of the race. Delonta Ballard coming down as well. And Josh Hanner does find his pit stall. Big stop for Josh Hanner here, Kane. Big stop. That 9 car has been running really well on this last series. I wouldn't make a single adjustment. Just get 4 fresh tires, just the tiniest bit of fuel that you need to get you to the end. And he does, and he's away. Good stop there from the 14 car. I meant from the 9 car. The 14 car, or the 9 car rather, and listed in 14th position at the moment. Of course, that'll change once everything cycles through. Delonta Ballard in the 29 car had a decent stop as well. Like, man, we got some tight racing going on, guys, right back here. Keegan Leahy on the inside of Dylan Jones. And Keegan Leahy's going to make the pass. Here he comes up on the Ultimate Bingo Chevy, the number 3 car of Taylor Hurst. And we got a 3-car battle right here. This is some big racing going on right now, especially as we are less than 20 to go. And right now, Keegan Leahy trying to find a way around Taylor Hurst. He's going to look to the outside. The door gets shut. Now he's going to try to find something. He's going to go down to the inside. He's going to try to find a little bit of run here off of 2. Let's see what it does. Great run right there. Is it enough? No. Taylor Hurst, really good job, able to hang on there.
Well, Keegan better get something figured out because he's got that number 6 of Dylan Jones really pressuring him hard. I'm afraid if Keegan don't get something done, Dylan's going to get something done.
Well, here he goes, Kane, down on the inside. He's got a really good run on the inside this time. The 4 car's got to push, but Taylor Hurst found some speed, Kane. He did something on his stop because his car looks so much better than it did before the stop. Boy, man, Keegan is wanting to get around him bad. They are fighting hard. They know this could be for the win. Two cars pushing everything they've got. The 4 car has the inside, 3 car to the outside. The 6 car pushing in behind, and I think he got him this time, Kane. I think Keegan got him this time. Keegan Leahy to the lead. It's a good move from the 6 as he takes a risk. He said, I'm going to watch you two go at it. I'm going to pull the old sneakeroo down on the inside. Here comes Dylan Jones. He's going to battle for the lead. Oh, just not enough. Just not enough momentum for Dylan this yet. He's going to have to keep fighting as they try to run down the number 4 car and your current leader, Keegan Leahy.
Side by side, Dylan Jones with the number 3 car of Taylor Hurst. Taylor's been doing a pretty good job to keep up with Dylan there, but Dylan just with too much momentum there.
Right now, the best thing that could happen if you're a Keegan Leahy fan is to watch Dylan Jones and Taylor Hurst continue to do what they're doing. If they continue to battle it out, they are going to let this leader get a little bit of space, and that could be all she wrote. They're not battling anymore. They see what's going on, and they're going to try to use each other to get back up there with Keegan, and then they can battle with him. Right behind these 3, you got another pack of cars that are battling hard as well. That is Colton Davis in the number 27 Sherman-Williams Chevy, Bentley Glacier in the Sloth APC Chevy, and behind him it's Chuck Sweeting. Chuck Sweeting and getting up here at the right time late in this race. Where's he been?
Yeah, he's been running about mid-pack all race long, but here toward the end finds himself up here toward the front, and that's a good position to be come to the end of this race. He's got 11 laps to try to get something else done to get just a little bit, a few more spots.
Doesn't matter where you're at except for on the final lap, my friend. Going to go side by side. Taylor Hurst tried to make something happen, Kane. Taylor Hurst fell back. He has lost the front. Now he just has David. He tried to rebound that position, but as for now, he is not going to be able to do it. Colton Davis, welcome to the top 3.
Yeah, I think Taylor Hurst just kind of gave it all he had to try to hold those other guys off and probably burn up his tires a little too much. That's going to allow these other 3 cars that were coming up to work their way around him, as the other 2 are even catching him up to him pretty quick.
And how awesome would it be if Dylan Jones could get up here and win in this special and loving memory of Dylan Brockwell paint scheme? That would just be awesome if he could get that done. And he's got a chance, man. He really does. Keegan Leahy looks very strong right now, Kane, but we are 10 to go this time by, so 10 laps to go. And right now, these front 2 men are your runners.
Keegan Leahy was our Daytona 500 winner, and it was, of course, was a full-length race. Here today at Auto Club, we've got another full-length race here. Keegan out in front with 10 laps to go. He could win the first 2 full-length races here in the NASCAR iRacing Series Open.
And not only that, Kane, but just to win 2 out of the first 5 weeks of the season makes a humongous statement early. And that would be just just about as big as it could get for the Keegan Leahy team. Yeah, we are, guys. 9 laps to go in this one. Keegan Leahy leads the way. If we stay green, things are looking very bright for the number 4 team. It's not over, though. I'm telling you right now, Dylan Jones is trying to hang in there. He has fallen off a little bit. I'm also watching the 27 car of Colton Davis. I think Colton may have pushed a little too hard when he was trying to break away from that 3-car pack behind him. The car is fast, but it's just that it's 2/10 off the leader's pace. And right now, Dylan Jones is 1/10 off the leader's pace. So right now, Keegan Leahy looking very strong as we get ready for 8 laps to go.
I'm watching back here the 21 car of Chuck Sweeting, last year's NASCAR Iracing Series champion. Just a few laps ago, he was back in 7th. Or back in 6th rather. He has gained a spot. He's up in 5th. He's looking hard on Taylor Hurst. He's going to get another position here.
So much good racing, so little time. Taylor Hurst going to have to hold on strong if he wants to keep Chuck Sweeting off. Kane, as you said, this 21 car starting to close the gap in between him and Taylor Hurst. So
one of the guys I want to mention, back in the 22, Jeff Hollingsworth. Jeff, I believe, if I've got the right guy, Jeff, a YouTuber that broadcasts his races here on YouTube, and has a great channel. If he's the one I'm thinking of course, probably a lot of the viewers here would know, but definitely a channel to check out.
Kane, maybe a last little bit of heroics here from Dylan Jones, as he seems to be slowly closing the gap on Keegan Leahy here. According to the last lap, a few hundredths of a second faster, and it looks to the eyes better than it does from the numbers, as he's got it to about 2.5, 3 car lengths back. Maybe a little bit more than that, but he is trying, and we're about to be 5 laps to go.
He's gained a 10th according to the numbers. So in 2 laps he gained a 10th. So we'll just have to keep an eye on him, see how he does. I think Keegan might have seen that.
Another thing to take into consideration as we've watched about that 10th lap after pit stops is when we've seen the tires kind of hit that point of no return where they lose that fresh stickerness. And that is where we are. The guys went in about lap 184, 185. Here we sit at 196. So our times are starting to slow up a bit. And who's going to have that car that was set up for more of a longer run here? And that is going to be your winner if we stay green. And it's either going to be Keegan Leahy or Dalton Jones. If not him, Colton Davis is still in the running, but he's really got to find some speed really fast.
Few positions back, these guys trying to make their way around Taylor Hurst. It's been going on for a couple laps now, these guys being bumper to bumper, door to door, as they're trying to get around Taylor Hurst. They do get it done. Taylor gets a little squirrely there, but he keeps it under control. So that's going to move Chuck Sweeting up into 4th and Bentley Blazer into 5th. So Taylor Hurst steadily falling back here in the final laps of the race.
Just under 3.5 laps to go here at Auto Club, guys. Keegan Leahy leads the way. Dalton Jones, one more push. He's doing a good job to keep himself relevant. However, Kane, he's going to have to start to really close this gap real quick. He's either got to hope for a yellow flag or get up there and close this bad boy. He is pushing. And we are under 3 to go now. 3 to go.
3 to go. Dylan Jones down to less than half a second now, 0.4 seconds off the bumper, so he's gained 2/10 in the last few laps. There is just enough laps to go to where
I smell a photo finish.
Could maybe catch him.
Oh, he's got to get just a little bit closer, Kane, and he'll get in that draft on these straightaways. Get that momentum, but he needs to do it. You know how hard it is to get a pass here when you're as far off as he is right now. He's just in that, out of that draft. He could just get a little closer. 2 laps to go, guys. The white flag will be out this time by Keegan Leahy. Is praying that we stay green. Or better yet, actually, he don't mind at this point. He'll take a yellow. But I think we're going to finish green.
Nice pass back in the pack. We got some great racing here between the number 30 of Chandler Kizik and Jeremy Davis, these guys back and forth and back and forth. The number 9 car of Joshua Hanner, of course, he's had speed all night. He just comes blasting past those guys. But those guys
White flag is out, and
race.
It is our final lap here at Auto Club. Keegan Leahy had a remarkable run out of turn 1 and 2. Good exit speed. He hugs the bottom line. And Dylan Jones trying everything. He took a different line, and we'll see. He's got one more shot, but he's really going to have to get on it if he's going to make things happen in 2 more turns. Here it is, guys, turn 3 and 4, and it looks like Keegan Leahy has got it all but wrapped up. That's right. One time down the straightaway, your winner, the number 4 lockdown Chevy SS, Keegan Leahy, is going to take Auto Club Speedway.
Yeah, awesome run from Keegan. Of course, Dylan C. Jones coming in second, Colton Davis third. But right there at the end, JD, I almost interrupted you, but Keegan deserved his airtime. Joey Brown come up out of nowhere to come up in to take that 4th position. He passed like 4 cars there just in the last couple laps.
Yeah, the Lasher Motors Chevy. Now, he led a lot of laps today. Joey Brown had a very, very strong car today. And I'm going back and watching that in there. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I know. It was Chuck Sweeting and the car with the sloth on it. And
Bentley Glacier.
And
then Taylor Hurst as well. There's 3 fast cars he passed there in the last little bit of this race. So that is it. Let's go ahead and do our rundown here, and we'll go ahead and do the official rundown. Keegan Leahy, guys, as you saw, takes the checkers here at Auto Club Speedway. What a day for Keegan Leahy. We saw early in the race, before you guys saw it wasn't on the broadcast, but Keegan had some early race troubles and was able to rebound and grab a win here today. That's the beauty of a 200-lap race around Auto Club. Dylan Jones, he is going to come across in second place today. And then we go to Colton Davis in the Sherman-Williams Chevy. He rounds out the top 3. 4th is Joey Brown in the LRM machine. Chuck Sweeting going to come across in 5th. In 6th place, Bentley Glacier comes across in 6th. 7th goes to Taylor Hurst. Adam Burley in the number 10 Lowe's Chevy SS going to come across in 8th. 9th going to go to the APC Chevy of Robbie Vrabel Jr. Jeff Hollingsworth in the United States Coast Guard Ford Fusion. He'll round out our top 10. Todd Guerin in the number 17 Toyota Nexus eSports machine in 11th. 12th goes to the Snow Cone number 9 Josh Hanner. Nolan Scott in the number 13 NXLS Lasro Motorsports Ford Fusion. Delonta Ballard in the Sim Racing Authority 29 car. Chandler Krizik will get 15th in the Lowe's Superman machine. Jeremy Davis 16th, 17th Brandon Pipgrass. Billy Weeks 18th, 19th will belong to Raul Alves. James Wenzel in 20th. Kevin Morin Jr. in 21st. 22nd will go to Matt Bontempi. Zach Novak 23rd. 24th Dalton England. Then it went Edward Birch Jr., Chris Pence, Dan Denayer, Ryan Michael Luza, Wade Rookard, John Schweikert, Jarl Teen, and Alex Bergeron round out the 32-car field. And the voice is officially gone. See, there was a reason why we couldn't get the whole broadcast done, bud.
Yeah, sorry about the pause there. I don't think it could have took much more than I don't think we got like 97 laps in on the broadcast.
That's it.
And man, if we would have done the whole 200, I think we'd be going to the hospital or something.
I mean, it is done hurting right now.
Well, guys, we do got a couple drivers in here to do a post-race show. Looking anxiously to speak with JD about the race here today.
And I'm going to let them do most of the speaking, that's for sure. Kane, let's see here. Who should we bring in first on this awesome interview?
Let's talk with Zach Novak. Zach, of course, had a great race today, uh, starting out, and then disaster struck in the last quarter of the race, sending him to the back of the pack. No caution flew. He kind of struggled to try to even stay on that lap, but he did it. Kind of made a position or two out of it and finished 23rd. So pretty good job considering.
All right, well, let's bring him in, have a quick word with him, and let's welcome Mr. Novak to the post-race show. How are you?
How are you, man?
I'm doing good, Zach. Let's talk about the run today here at Auto Club. 200 laps, 100% race. How you feeling after it?
Oh man, it was a tough one. A lot different than Daytona. Daytona's um normally it's just flat foot basically, but here you had to use a lot of throttle control and be prepared for the car to break loose or get tight. And it was just a lot more stressful than Daytona. Um, it was fun. We had a pretty good car, and as the race went on, the car just got better and better as the track got more rubbered in, and it looked like we might have had a top 10 finish there. And I noticed a lot of the slip angle cars pitted there. I don't know if they had a fuel calculation mishap or whatever, but because of that, Colton was able to get a P3, so that made me feel a lot better seeing a torque car go on P3. So happy for that. Wish that could have been in our favor a little bit better, but it just went downhill from when Todd and I got together. That just kind of set the race in a bad position anyway, and then my computer restarted with 10 to go, so that didn't help.
Oh,
So
no.
yeah, it's definitely a bad situation, but it happens. We'll just have to rebound for Friday.
Yeah, man. At least you learned a lot from tonight's event. And Auto Club is you mentioned it's a lot different from Daytona. It really is. It's two different beasts. And tonight you had so much more things to worry about. And one of those things that you don't have to worry about hardly at all at Daytona is tire wear. It looks like the cars got kind of loose there after about 10 to 15 laps on green runs.
Yeah, our car especially, we were getting very tight in the center, and that was a struggle all night. We loosened it up a lot, and it was getting better, but it would just get looser and looser in the center and then tighten up off as we loosen it up more in the center. So we were kind of giving up exit for center, but that was helping us. It was just loose in general, but it was a lot different, like I said, than Daytona. It was a lot more enjoyable, honestly. Even though I was running a lot worse than Daytona, I had a lot more fun because it was just a lot more, um, I guess, close racing. Not necessarily more than Daytona, but you had some close racing and fun
No, you
battles.
had some great battles out on the track, and really was a fairly good green flag race. A lot of green flag stops tonight that you had to be very on top of your game because pit road on those green flag stops, some of them are very congested.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of people going down at the same time. I tried to pit like 1 to 2 laps before everybody to avoid that, but a lot of the cars in that race were on the same team, so they were on the same strategy, and they would all go in just about at the same time. That would really clog up pit road. So I tried to avoid that as best as I could, and it seemed like I was able to. I was able to make up some time really on pit road the whole race, and the car just wasn't able to handle the long run, so we would just kind of lose a good amount of it as the run went on.
Well, it ended up being it ended up being a pretty good day for you, considering all that took place today. What's your final thoughts on Auto Club?
It's one of my more favorite tracks. I very much enjoy it, and though the outing wasn't that great, I'm sure it could have been a lot better. Um, just want to thank everybody at Torque Racing. They do amazing, and I can't thank them enough for all the work they put in. Um, Didn't have a spotter this week because my normal spotter had some stuff to do. So thank you for him though for spotting me normally. Outlaw Designs for being on the car, and just everybody. They do awesome. You guys as well. Uh, Even though you missed the first 100 laps, you still made an effort to come broadcast this race. So I really do appreciate that, and I'm glad that you guys, care enough to make the effort. It's awesome.
Oh, of course, man, and that hopefully that issue will be resolved now with the new update. It's just the first time running the broadcast software on the new update. Things don't match up always, and Kane had to do some crazy stuff, but he got it the settings right, and we were able to come back live. So uh, we're happy to be here, buddy. Uh, Thanks a lot, and good luck as you prepare for the total opposite in Martinsville Speedway next week.
It's gonna be a tough one. Thank you guys. You guys have a great night.
You too, buddy. And Zach Novak there, guys. We thank him so much for coming and having a word with us. And as always, it's good to talk with him. All right, Kane, let's bring in next Robbie Vrabel Jr. Let's bring him in. Robbie, welcome to the post-race show. How are you, bud?
I'm doing very good. How are you?
Man, I'm doing really good. My voice is hanging on by a thread here after that one. Let's talk about your adventures. 200 laps around Auto Club Speedway. Let's talk about it. How about your run today, my friend?
I'm sorry I missed that. Can you say that again?
Yeah, no worries. No, I was just saying the 200 laps, a full 100% race here at Auto Club. How did it fare for you as far as the length?
We struggled a little bit. The car wasn't exactly where we needed it to be. We felt pretty good coming in with the changes that we had made before the race. And coming in here, these guys are so fast. We really saw what we were missing, and we were able to make some good changes throughout the race. And you just try to survive. And I was fortunate enough to stick around there to the end and get a decent finish.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of those changes during the race, so we saw some guys that made some not so good changes. Some guys really struggle coming out of, they'd have a great run, and then we'd get a green flag stop or something, and they'd come out and really seem to struggle overcorrecting maybe. What were some of the things you guys were doing that helped you?
Well, we were in the same boat. We were a little loose on the beginning of the run, and we were hoping that that would make the long run better. And unfortunately, our long run wasn't where it needed to be. And the changes that we made helped the car for the long run. It was a little loose to start as well. We just had to hang on. And at the very end, I was just burning the right front off. If I could have done a better job at saving the right front, I think we would have done a lot better.
Right, and it seemed to me just from, it's a lot different when you're in the car and feeling what's going on with it, but just from looking on as the group as a whole, it seemed like that tire fall off was pretty abrupt. It would be about around 10 to 12 laps. Sometimes it would hang a little longer, but it seemed like the guys were getting really loose after about that 10th, 11th lap.
Yeah, it makes it fun. I love the fall off. It's fun to race. It really is. Even though our car
Oh,
wasn't where it needed to be,
it's
it still
amazing.
makes it a ton of fun.
It makes the broadcast too. I mean, you got to think, man. Before we had these dynamic tracks, we never saw this much side-by-side racing. There was not as many multiple grooves, and you had guys that could run in about 3 different spots here, and at different points in the race, they were running great.
Yeah, once the bottom started to rubber in, a lot of the guys were able to run the second and third lanes, and I was still trying to make it work on the bottom. I thought the only way that I could really be fast and try to make passes if I could get the car to work on the bottom. And like I said, to come away with a top 10 for me, that's a lot of fun. That race was a blast.
It was. It was fun to watch, and once again, man, I appreciate you coming and having a chat with us. It's a pleasure. And let's take one little question on next week. We look ahead to Martinsville Speedway, really the total opposite of what we saw today. What's Martinsville going to look like for you guys?
Well, we've got a very good short track driver over here, and I'm going to be relying on a lot of help from Taylor Hurst. He's told me, ever since I come over here, he's told me about how good or how much he loves New Hampshire and Martinsville. So I'm hoping that he can come up with something and really help me get around that track, and I'm hoping it's going to be fun. I've done some Martinsville races before in the A car, and I've had a blast. And now with this new dynamic track, I think it's going to be a ton of fun there as well. And I can't wait. I'm excited.
I think out of a lot of the tracks this year, since the dynamic track, I am really looking forward to Martinsville, and I just think it's going to be, it's going to be exactly what we see on Sunday, man, in real world racing. It's going to be a lot of hard nose racing, man. That's short track racing. It's some rough nose stuff. The brake's going to be crucial. It's going to be fun to watch, man. So we wish you guys the best of luck next week. We'll be looking for big things from you guys.
Absolutely. I'd just like to say thanks everybody at APC for all the help that they've given me this week and bringing me on board. It's been a blast working with them. I hope we can do a lot more great things in the future and get a lot more good finishes. Good enough for me to come in here and feel good about talking about it. And also thank you guys for the broadcast. It's real cool to go back and watch the race from the broadcast and see how the race plays out from the TV angle. It's real awesome. So thank you.
Absolutely, my friend, and thank you very much. And we look forward to talking to you next week. Hopefully another good result.
Thank you so much. You guys take care.
All right, buddy. That is Robbie Vrabel Jr., guys, from APC, and it's a pleasure to talk to him. And let's get ready, Kane. We got some more interviews to take care of. All right. Well, we will. We just got through talking with Robbie Vrabel Jr. Let's talk about, or talk to, rather, to Taylor Hurst. Taylor, welcome to the post-race show. How are you doing this afternoon, buddy?
I'm good, man. Glad you guys have me.
Man, big race here, 100%er at Auto Club Speedway, the full 200 laps. What was your thoughts on the actual race itself? It's a long one, but over the course of 200 laps, how was the car and everything?
Well, the APC Chevy wasn't too good to start off with, and we made some adjustments and got it turning a little bit better, but yeah, we really struggled, man. Those LRM and slip angle guys, man, they're on rails, and not much we could do to keep up with them, really.
Well, there was a time when the three car we were in the three car today, looked good. I was watching on out there, and there were times when you looked very strong. And then it seemed like maybe some fall off might have got you a little, just a little bit, but the car wasn't awful or anything. You were able to hold your own. It's just the car didn't feel as good as it looked, I guess.
Yeah, it just didn't have raw speed like those guys had. It was quick for 10, 15 laps, but after that, they just blew by me like I was sitting still.
And that's what I just got through talking with Robbie Vrabel. We were talking about the fall off. It was very crucial here. About after that 10th, 11th lap was where some of the big changes were very noticeable, and some of the guys really had some trouble. They really seemed to get loose as the runs went along on the longer runs. And was that the case with yours?
I don't know about loose, really. I was kind of tight, to be honest with you. I knocked the damn wall down with about 15 to go there at the end, and that really killed me. So
yeah, I guess it was just depending on your setups, because some were loose, some were tight, and but I tell you what, man, it was a fun race. The 200 laps here, I was not sure how it would play out, but really, you guys held a great race to watch for 200 laps, kept the cautions down to a minimum, and it was fun. And we know you typically do really well at some short tracks. We are going to Martinsville next week, and looking for big things from you, man. What are we gonna look for next week at Martinsville with you guys?
well, to be honest with you, I feel sorry for the rest of those guys out on the track because I'm going to be giving them hell, man.
So you're looking forward to it, obviously. Obviously, out of the next 3 weeks, we got Martinsville, Texas, and Bristol. So really, two of those races really benefit you and your driving style, and should give you a big chance to move up in the points.
Yeah, not really points racing, but I'm just out here to have some fun, man, and like I said, just give it all I got, and Martinsville, it's just a cup of tea for me, man. I love it.
Awesome, buddy. Well, I appreciate you coming and having a chat with us. If there's anybody you want to thank for your ride out, man.
I just want to thank everybody at Air Precision Chassis Works, man. They just some awesome dudes over there. That's all I can say about that. And I gotta thank you guys for putting this thing on, man. You guys do a good job. And sorry I didn't stop in for the V8 race and all that. You know, you guys do a really good job on those V8 races, and I enjoy watching them.
We sure do appreciate it, buddy, and we're happy to be here. Sorry we only had half a race, but we did get everything ironed out from uh, the new update, so should have no problems for the remainder of the season. So hopefully everything will be smooth sailing from here on out, my friend. We got to make the adjustments just like the cars do.
Yeah, I hear you.
With all the changes, man. It'd be great if iRacing could keep it the same, but then we'd never get progressive stuff. So it's all part of it. But thanks a lot again for coming and having a word with us. And we wish you the best of luck next week at Martinsville. We'll be looking for a big day from you, man.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good one.
Absolutely, brother. That is Taylor Hirsch, ladies and gentlemen, APC as well. And as always, good to talk with him. You're not going to want to miss that. I'll be a name to be looking at on the leaderboard next week at Martinsville. All right, Kane, let's talk with Colton real quick. All right, let's welcome in Colton Davis. Welcome to the race. A big day for you. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, I guess.
Yeah, let's talk about your day, third place finish. Really a very impressive run, especially at the end there.
Well, yeah, I have to thank my team, Torque Racing. I'm sorry for the stuttering.
No, no worries, man.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You'll fit right in around here. I'm pretty bad about that myself, especially today. It's been extra bad for me today, but yeah, no worries. You're not going to catch nothing from us for that.
Well, let's take a little look at the race, man. And you know, the car looked very good when I first got in. We got in about lap 102. That was when I got in. I saw very little at the beginning of the race before we got everything ironed out. But yeah, man, the car just looked strong at different points in the race, but especially there at the end. We really watched you come up past several cars there at the very end of the last few laps. Car looked very strong.
Yeah, it did it felt really good. Long run was kind of good. Not the greatest, but all right.
Well, the average field, well, we've been talking with some of our previous guys on the interviews. The average field fall off was after about the 10th lap of having fresh tires. After lap 10 or 11, really the field looked like it was really struggling. People were going in previously about 205 before lifting going into the turns, and now after that 10th lap it was literally down to about 190, 187. It was a lot of speed drop off, and it looked like the guys were really, some were tight, some were loose. What was the car like for you guys?
It was just tight all the way around. Couldn't really find a way around that. So we had to really park entry to center to get that good run off.
And it's crazy because I saw some guys were coming in entry really slow and trying to get that really fast drive off, where some were fast in the center. And it was just a good race. It really was a lot better than, I mean, I thought it was going to be a decent race, but it panned out well. How was the 200 laps versus 100, the full 100% race? Did it have any toll on you guys?
It didn't really have a toll on me since I'm on spring break. I get to stay up a little bit later than some people.
Yeah, man, that perfect timing then for a 100% race. That it like to got me in my voice. I just got over some bronchitis and stuff, and man, I told Kane it's a good thing that the settings messed us up there for the first half of the race, or I might not have been able to make it to the end. Well, Colton, we got Martinsville Speedway coming up next week, buddy. What are some things we can look for from you guys next week?
Well, you can look for a fast setup since we have a good short track setup builder in Joseph Galata. I have to thank him for building this setup here that I raced on. But you
Absolutely.
can't expect too much from me at Martinsville. I've never raced there, and I'm not really good at short tracks.
Well, it'll be fun. It'll be a great learning experience for you. I am right there with you. I cannot do anything on Martinsville. Bristol, for some reason, I can sometimes do okay at, but Martinsville, I'd never been able to find speed there ever. And it's very frustrating for me, but as far as watching, I love it. It's fun. Always an entertaining race, big day, sometimes there, place, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys out there. Wish you best of luck, man. Is there anybody you want to thank before you run out of here?
Yeah, I'd like to thank everyone at Torque Racing. Hold on. I'd like to thank Dylan Kapiski, Zach Novak, Ryan Doucette, Joe Nathan, Romeo Francis, even though I haven't really seen him all week, Joseph Galata, and Dave Siltman.
And that's fantastic, buddy. And we wish you the best of luck, Colton, next week.
All right, thank you.
Thanks a lot, buddy. And big day, Kane, third place.
Yeah, you know what? These Torque guys, brand new team this year, and starting off this season really well. Of course, Zach's had several great races, and now Colton up here in third place finish. So definitely a great start to the season for the Torque guys.
It really is, man, a great start. We got one more interview, Kane. Dalton England down there. We'll have a word with him real quick, and so let's bring him in. Dalton England, welcome to the post-race show. How are you, buddy?
Well, I'm glad I can come out and hang out with y'all after that horrible performance today. How you guys doing?
Doing good. We had one ourselves, but eventually got everything going, and it was a good race as a whole. 100% race, 200 laps. Did that have any change or a toll on the race today?
Well, tell you what, I was doing good until about lap 90, working our way up the top 15, and just making adjustments on the car, kind of all over the place first 80 or so laps, and finally got it feeling good. Had a restart, and I don't know what the dude behind me thought, but he just gassed it up, and big junk ended up happening, and could only run 190 laps. Went 10 laps down, getting all that damage fixed. Pit crew was so slow today fixing it. I don't know what that was all about, but got it fixed, and kind of learned what's going to happen, you know, with fuel strategy and whatnot if I run another race this week. So it'll be pretty interesting now that I know what I'm doing. Come, you know, tomorrow's race at 3 Eastern or this weekend, so it'll be pretty good.
Yeah, you could take a lot of things and learn from them. Well, I learned a lot today as well on the long runs. The cars, like we've been saying with everybody else, the fall off was pretty rough around lap 10 or 11 after the stickers were on. And how did it feel for you?
Yeah, I struggled this week actually. It's pretty bad performance by me. It's always one of my tracks to struggle at, and all week testing with Air Precision Chassis Works guys. We were off a little bit, but we hit on something tonight, and just after 10-15 laps, my tires were gone compared to them, and no matter if I went easy, hard, neutral, it just same tire wear. It's just so hard to get a good feel on this week, and I like the new package. Don't get me wrong; it's a lot of fun. It's just one of those weeks and one of those tracks I've always struggled at. So one of these years I'll be able to get over it and be all right, and get a good finish out of this place.
No, that's quite all right, man. Everybody seems to have that tracker or that track type even, and you know, we're going to be at a total opposite next week at Martinsville. So we'll go to the half mile and watch everybody bump and grind and see what happens, man. What can we look from you guys, from your team and you yourself personally at Martinsville?
Yeah, with being on Air Precision Chassis Works, we got big time Taylor Hurst, really good at Martinsville. So I'm gonna hopefully take some pointers off of him and get to his driving school before the week starts, and I've always ran top 10, top 15 there in top split races. So maybe now we can contend for a win, especially with him. That'd be a lot of fun. But that dude's on rails at New Hampshire and Martinsville, so not really much anybody can do there. I mean, we're just going to be racing for second place next week with him in the infield. Hopefully, we can, get back on the top 10, top 15 ways. Maybe get top 5 next week. That'd be really good.
It'll be fun to watch for, and we wish you the best of luck, Dalton. As always, it's a pleasure to talk to you, brother. We'll be rooting for you next week.
Thank you, guys. I want to quickly thank all the guys there at Precision Chassis Works. It was all hands on deck before tonight's race. We had a lot of guys on tweaking, trying to figure out something. We're a little bit off and got it really close, and during the race we found some more speed, so it'd be really interesting to see for Peak, especially with Taylor and Nathan. I want to thank Plain B Sales for being on the car, and you guys for broadcasting. It's always a pleasure to go back and watch this.
Man, that is awesome. Thanks again, buddy, and we wish you the best of luck, Dalton.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. That is Dalton England, everybody, and as always, it's a pleasure to talk with him. Kane, it's been a...
Dalton mentioned something that I think we probably ought to remind the viewers. If you're new to watching the NASCAR iRacing series here on V8's Online and iRacing Live, this is not the only race that these guys will run during the week. They've got 3 other races that they can participate in to get points. So when they talk about that they've learned something that they can use later on in the week, that's what they're talking about. Is they got a few more chances to get points that will go toward this championship. And we don't broadcast all the races, just the first one of the week here. But definitely a good point, because these guys are learning a lot during this first race of the week, and they will use what they learned to go and earn more points during the week. So just because they ended a disaster here today, they could definitely have a great race later on in the week, and you'll see them next week real high in the points and wonder, well, how did that happen? Well, it's because of the other 3 races that they got throughout the week.
There you go. That's it, my friend. And you guys again for hanging with us throughout the broadcast. And we are sorry that we had a half broadcast, but we got the better half of the race at least.
Yeah, definitely.
And we're happy we could get those ironed out. I think we've already said it enough, but we look forward to next week. We're going to head down to Martinsville, the virtual Martinsville track, and watch these guys battle around that track. That's going to be really fun, and I hope you guys come. They're sure good. I enjoy them. I really do enjoy them. I don't know if they're my favorite, but I love them. So looking forward to that, and that's all from me, Kane. I've got to get some ice on this voice, man. It is toast. So I'll actually let you do the honors tonight.
All right, well, I do want to take just a second to apologize, of course, for the lack of the first 100 laps that have apologized several times for tonight, like JD said. But seems like we got it kind of off to a rough start, kind of like some of the drivers in the series this year. Yeah, we kind of got off to a rough start here in the broadcast. But I think we got everything ironed out. I think I've got most all these issues fixed, so I think next week we can start having good full broadcasts for the rest of the season, and hopefully get this show on the road. It's kind of been a bumpy start, but I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. I think we've got a great show for you guys to finish out the rest of the season, and it's going to be an exciting time, especially next week at Martinsville. So thank you guys for sticking with us and not being too hard on us for the rough start we've had to the season, but it is going to get better. And we will see you guys next week at Martinsville.